Welcome back to my channel. This is The Right Property, where I bring you information before deals. We all know we need that information before we go out there doing deals, especially when it comes to real estate. My name is Yemiadegorite. Today we're going to talk about problems with tenants. So the other day I ran into an old guy that's got 3 apartment buildings from 10plex to 6 units, just multiple units in each building. And we got talking, and this guy said something that was very unique. He's never been into a courthouse. So I asked him, how you doing this? Like with all the tenants you have. So if you're out there renting out your basement, or you're renting out a whole house, or you have apartment buildings, you want to watch this video. I'm going to break it down for you. Things to avoid when you're dealing with tenants, so you don't have to step into a courthouse. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 things that you need to do to keep your tenants happy and keep the problems out of your houses, basements, buildings, etc. All right, let's go. First thing is to not negotiate in bad faith. All right? When people are trying to get into your apartment, be it a unit or house, don't ask for crazy documents. Don't ask for things that makes you look like you're being inconsiderate. For example, they show you a credit score, and then you say, can I see your bank account? And then you say, can I see your business bank account? And so on and so on and so on. And the worst kind of negotiation is to ask them to pay more upfront. So instead of paying you the first and their last, you personally ask them to pay you 4 months extra. Can they do 6 months extra? Can they do however much extra? Because at that point, they're getting into your house, into your unit under duress. You're putting strain on them just to give them something. And the moment it looks like you're not being original with them or straightforward with them, they turn around and take it out on you, because now they're in, and now they catch you doing something funny, and the first thing they do is stop paying your rent, and that's what you don't want. So negotiate straight as you can, in good faith, and let them know the reason why you're asking for. And if you're not going to give them the thing, don't even ask for the documents. These people you're dealing with are also smart like you. They know if you really want to give it to them, and they know if you don't. And if they keep submitting all those things and you finally give it to them, they're just waiting to get back at you in future. So negotiate in good faith. Number 2 is a clear and precise communication. You have to leave the communication door open right from when you're negotiating with them, before they move in, till when they're in. If there is something you need to get across to them, you get it across in time. Usually the way you deal with tenants is the same way they deal with you. If they feel you're not being straightforward with them, they're not going to be straightforward with you. But guess what? They're already in your house now. And if they decide not to be straightforward with you, you're going to be the one at the hand of their, whatever they decide to do to you. Open channel of communication, and be straightforward. Always be straightforward when you're dealing with tenants. because some of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of them are just waiting for you to make that wrong move so they can have a reason to withhold your rent. They're just waiting. And that leads us into the next one. This is the main one that causes tenants to stop paying rent. Damages and repairs. When they're moving in and you're not clear on what and who pays for damages and what constitute a damage and what constitute a normal wear and tear. If you're not clear about that from the beginning, I can guarantee you it's going to be a mess as they become your tenant and stay in your unit or your building or your basement. When things get damaged and it can be shown that it's not a normal wear and tear, make sure you both know from the get-go who's going to be paying for that and how much they're going to be paying for, maybe 70% or 50% of it. But if it's a normal wear and tear, make sure you're there on time, fixing and changing and repairing whatever needs to be repaired right on time. Tenants don't like when they have to complain weeks on end. That's when they stop paying rent. I can guarantee you that. So as you open up your basement to strangers, treat them like the Bible says, like you want to be treated. All right? And this leads us to the last point. This one is very crucial. Do all you can to avoid going to the landlord and tenant board. I know you think there is the landlord name on this organization and there's a tenant on the same. Landlord tenant board is not for landlords. Okay? You're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you're dragging a tenant there, because most likely you are going to lose, especially if you live in Ontario, Canada. It's designed to protect tenants. The landlord you see there is just a name, just to make you think they're there for landlords and tenants. They're not there for landlords and tenants. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, those guys are there to protect tenants. So as a landlord, try all you can to avoid taking your tenants to the landlord and tenant board. Settle whatever needs to be settled. Give them, some payments or some months off, or your house is still going to be there when they leave. As long as they're not damaging and wrecking your house, work something out with your tenants. All right? Thank you for joining me today. This is The Right Property, where I bring you information before deals. If you have any comments, please drop your comments. If you haven't joined this channel yet, please join, because you need the information before you do deals. All right? And share the video to landlords out there. Avoid problems with tenants. Till next time, all I want to do is see you at the top.